Because at the end of the day, that's really the only happiness that I get. I don't do the things that everybody do to make it. I had to sit down and think about it. I don't want it like that. All I can buy is cars and shoes, a bigger house, more cars, and I want some more ass kissers. This is what rich do. This is what money is. If you really break it down, there's nothing you can really do with it. You're just stacking it up to give it to somebody. Because if something happened to you, you're not taking it with you. Once I start thinking like that, the desire for me to chase in this business and compete went away.
So,
You are in the streets. Remember the night?
Bro, we had a practice. Media was not supposed to come in that day in San Diego, La Jolla. Mm-hmm. That practice, Coach Daly, Michael, you captain, Magic, you captain on the team.
Yeah.
You know, he threw the ball up. They went and sit down. I was there for an hour. We call our own fouls. Respect.
Yeah.
That game there lasted well over an hour.
Yeah.
And to the point that the coaches got caught up in it. Knowing what I know now, can swallow my little pride and look back. Bro, I personally, if I was that mega fan and had money to do whatever, I would have paid $5,000 to $10,000 for that seat.
Right.
The most competitive practices with respect for your talent that I ever seen. Yeah. Bro, we had a practice.
now,
Bro, we had a practice.
this is when, what's up? First off, I want to say thank you guys for coming out here. And this is about respect. The respect levels are being lost the longer we seem to be going on in life. From the last 30 years to now, kids or younger adults seem to have less and less respect for not just the elders, for themselves. They don't seem to have a wisdom about themselves. They don't seem to have a desire to push forward because you're being programmed to follow. You're being programmed to assimilate. You're being programmed to be stagnant. Each day, trillions of dollars are being made on the internet. Where are you at as far as revenue being made on the internet? Why are you not getting a piece of any of it? But you're helping create the trillions of dollars that's being created and distributed throughout the internet every 24 hours. You ever stop to think about that? Why you're not getting a piece of it? Why you're not involved in that action? People with seven-figure incomes normally, unless they play a professional sport, have multiple different revenue streams coming in. More than 5. So you have to think about yourself and say, why? What am I doing wrong that I don't have these revenue streams? What am I not seeing here? What is off my, my thought patterns to why I can't see this part of the game? It's sad, man. I've seen some of the people that come and go in this business. They come and go in their jobs. Most people work at their job and never plan on life after their job. They never plan for something to go wrong at their job. They're like basically plants. And it's sad to say they're not gonna make it when it's all said and done, because in their mind, this is as big as anything is gonna get. This is it. It's not gonna get any bigger than this. So why move forward? Why try to move the goalposts when you don't have to? Some people are just content with being content. It's just the way it is. I didn't make the rules. I'm just a person telling you like it is. What's the fix? Well, everybody wants to know the answer to that. Everybody wants to know, what is the big cure? Well, it's like this. Well, the world is a strange place at times. And everybody is good at something that they know that they're good at, and they never follow their passion. We've had so many people in our lifetime, from our grandfather to my grandmother, they never had the opportunities that we had. And because they didn't, they were pretty much shunned from that standpoint. And they had to sacrifice for their families. They had to go out and get jobs. They had to, you know, go out and, just do what they can to keep the lights on. But it was more than that. It was the opportunities. Those weren't available. It was more or less than abundantly clear that this wasn't the path for them. This wasn't the light. This wasn't the avenue. There are so many different sections of
Bro, we had a practice.
people.
Remember the
that
night
just-
Kobe Bryant would shoot the
There's so many different people that didn't know how to, react, or didn't know how to move about in those days. They just knew I had to get a 9 to 5. But it wasn't because they didn't have any ambition. Those avenues, those doors wasn't there yet. People had to actually strive and fail, but make enough noise to draw attention to, so that now these opportunities are here, and we take advantage of them, or we just like squander it. And I've seen so much squandering from our side. It's almost sad to see, because when you look at it, when it's all said and done, you go to yourself and you go like, wow, this is it? This is as good as it's gonna get? Well, this sucks. So
I
when,
consider Shy my partner. So
when you when you look at the total picture, when it's all said and done, you start to see how progressively people break down, and you see how others just exceed even when the chips are down. Like, I know people that make 40, 50,000 a year, and they live great. Like, I'm like, damn, they live better than me. They got things. They pool their money well. They don't take things for granted. They plan. They know how to wait for the right moments to go out and do things. They stay within their means. They don't have a big luxury house. It was just like what you heard in the beginning message. Buying clothes, buying houses. What am I striving to do? Buy a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger plane? Like, what is the goal? And he says all you're doing is building something up to give to somebody else. That's what your life has become. But I'm content with that because that's, to me, the grind, the work, the process, the sacrifice. The payoff is if I create something that I can give and pass on after I go to my family that alleviates them having to go through the struggle of what I had. If they could come through and actually create and go and use a platform or something that I've done, or maybe I can help someone that isn't my family. I can give them some advice throughout this platform. Someone can take some of the things I've said and apply it to their everyday life and make some changes. Hell, they can go further than me. I'm not saying I'm doo dum dollars rich, because I'm not. I'm just saying you guys gotta get in the game. You gotta realize I'm on the Ferris wheel right now, spinning around in a circle, and I'm aware I'm on a Ferris wheel. I have to figure a way to get off and control my destiny, control what I'm going to do next. I don't want to ever have to really go to work for anybody anymore. I want to work when I want to work. I want to sit down when I want to sit down. Once you have that in your system, things might start to change for you in a different direction. That's all.
I remember I swung on one of my teammates because of that.